Shalom. First and foremost, we would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. All right. So what we're gonna get into this morning, we're dealing with Yahweh Shai. All right, the bigger picture. Okay, because as we look out into Israel, what we see, amongst a lot of our people that know they're Israelites, a lot of them miss the bigger picture, and it's due to poor leadership. Okay, and that's one of the things that Yahweh Shai, was instilling into the apostles. Okay, all right, the disciples which became apostles was faith and leadership. Okay, because as a people, one of the things that has always been a plague to us is poor leadership. With the circumcision and the uncircumcision. Okay, and you look at it today, you see poor leadership amongst those that know that they're Israelites, and you have wicked leadership amongst those, that in the world. All right, and our people suffer under that wicked influence, man. And that's one of the things that Yahweh Shai in his ministry that he was pouring, into the men that was following him was a sound and righteous leadership, man, through faith. Okay? And that's one of the bigger pictures dealing with Yahweh Shai. Jake is hung up on talking about they're perfect in the law. Okay? Jake is hung up, on the fringes. You see? Jake is hung up on, matching uniforms, community service, and they're missing the bigger picture when it comes to Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Yahweh Shai came, that this ministry is supposed to groom us to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. This is what this life is about. This is why we must decrease in this world and increase in Yahweh Shai, because we're in the transitional kingdoms, man. Okay? This place is gone. All right? That old covenant is gone. Jake's still trying to cleave to that old covenant. That's passed away. We're coming into something new. What you're going to get into that. All right? Well, let's go here to the book of Colossians chapter 2. Okay? Verse 2, and I'm going to read it in the NLT. This Colossians 2 and 2, it says, I want them to be encouraged and knit together by strong ties of love. I want them to have complete confidence that they understand the Most High's mysterious plan, which is in Yahweh Shai himself. Okay? So the plan for Israel was within Yahweh Shai. Okay? Going forward as a nation, their mysterious plan was in Yahweh Shai. Okay? And it's not through the law. Okay? Do we keep the law? Do we incorporate the law? Absolutely. Okay? The law is a great thing. You see? Well, getting back to the kingdom, okay, is something beyond the law. First is beginning with faith. Okay? Then it goes into discipline. Okay? And then it goes into patience, man. You see? Integrity. All right? And all these things are qualities of good leadership, man. You see? When you keep reading, it says, in him, verse 3, Colossians 2 and 3, in him lie hidden all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. Okay? And what our people are lacking, when it comes talking about those that know that they're Israelites, they're not growing in the wisdom of Yahweh Shai. Okay? They're growing in themselves. They're making moves to forward themselves. Their decision making is based on forwarding themselves, not forwarding Yahweh Shai or increasing in Yahweh Shai. Okay, because even if you look at Sakari and Deacon Hakak, if they was growing in Yahawashai, they would be excellent teachers, man. You know, they will be outstanding teachers if those men were growing in Yahushua, but they're growing in themselves. Okay, and that old man is still linked to this world. Okay, and that's why you see worldly behavior, man. Okay, this grace period was for us to grow, all right, and to become Yahushua. You see, to come in complete agreement with the mindset of Yahushua, man. Okay, and you're not going to get there through the law. Does the law produce peace? Absolutely. You know, and it doesn't take much of the law to start producing peace in your life, man. Stop committing adultery. Okay? Don't don't steal. Don't bear false witness. Okay? Stop serving these other idolatry, which this whole Western society is rooted in idolatry. Just those four alone will bring peace to your situation. The Levitical diet. Okay? Just those 4 or 5 laws alone will bring peace to your situation, man. And then there's plenty of other wisdom that you can apply, you know, in our day to day, okay, that increase peace in our situation, man. Observe the time when you're amongst the indiscreet, but be continually around men of understanding. That's not in the law of Moses, but it's a piece of wisdom that we can apply. And see, Jake missed all that trying to be these super Torah Israelites, man. They missed the bigger picture in Yahushua. They missed out on this abundance of wisdom, man. Okay? The law is just a foundation, a system, all right, to run the planet Earth in righteousness, man. But there's a lot of wisdom that spring off that law, man, that we can incorporate now because a lot of those things with the law require sovereignty, man. Okay? A lot of things in that law, you shouldn't have to go to another government to ask permission to do particular things, man. Okay? But we don't have that now. And that's what Yahweh Shah, he sacrificed. Okay, so we'll be covered on what we can't do. Okay? But then we can begin to show faith. All right? And this is why, because that's what's going to get us in their right relationship with the Most High is our decision making based on faith, man. Okay? Because even when you look at our forefathers, they would die rather than go against the law. They did that based in faith, man. Okay? Real quick, matter of fact, let's get there real quick in Maccabees. Because see, this is integrity, man. Okay? They had a mindset that was pleasing to Yahweh Shema Shai. And best believe they're going to be rewarded. When you go to Maccabees, first chapter, all right, when you had Antiochus Epiphanes, okay, slaughtering, our people for keeping the law. He was hanging babies, killing women for circumcising their children, you know, you get caught keeping the Sabbath, you be put to death. All right. This is First Maccabees 1:57 says, whosoever was found with any book of the testament or any committed to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death. Thus, and we're going to be in the same situation, all right, and the law that they're going to want us to break is, to bend the knee to an idol. They see him as an idol. You see, within this grace period, man, we should be growing our people up, not to take not to bow the knee to this idol, man. Okay, to be ready to take a death if necessary, man. But if you're thinking you're justified in the law, that promotes pride, as if you got it. Okay, like you owe something, man. Okay, verse 58 said, thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month to as many as were found in the city. Now the 25th day of the month they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of the Most High, at which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had their children to be circumcised, man. And those women had integrity, man. You know, they was obedient unto death, and you best believe they're gonna be blessed, man. They're back now awaiting their reward. The Lord got them in position to get a reward, man, wherever they at. Okay, but because of the faith they had back then. See, this was a thing of faith. You know, to be able to die. All right, the mindset to die. Okay, this to stay faithful to YAHAWASHI Shah. And it says, howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing. Okay? They was fully resolved. They were fully persuaded. This grace period is for us to be fully persuaded in YAHAWASHI Shai and their victory promise, man. Okay? So what mindset did they have to rather take the death and be disobedient, man? It had to be a faith. Yes, they was keeping the law, all right? But this act, this is what's pleasing to YAHAWASHI Shai. This is, you know, of course, you know, the law is pleasing to the Lord, but above the law is faith. You know, because they could have been keeping the law to this point, you know, and went against it, man, and hey, that would have been a dishonorable thing. Because it takes faith to go all the way out with this thing. The law gets you to a point, but it takes faith, you know, to finish, man. You see? It takes faith to finish this thing, man. All right? And it says, wherefore the rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenants. So then they died. Okay? So you can talk about the law, but this was faith. Okay? You go to the 7 Hebrew boys, that was faith. Okay, and their mother, that was a thing of faith, man. And this is why YAHAWASHI was so hard on the leadership, man, because they missed the point. Okay? They couldn't see the bigger picture, man. They were stuck on that old way of thinking, and them niggas was corrupt. Okay? This is Matthew 23 and 23. It says, woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, man. Okay? And hypocrites. Okay? So YAHAWASHI is speaking destruction on these niggas, man. You see, Jake was off, man. You know, but guess what they were doing? Boasting in the law. You know, making a showcase of the law. Okay? That's an outward. See, Jake was using the law as a cloak. Okay? But inwardly, they was wicked as hell. And YAHAWASHI addresses them things, man. It said, for you pay tithes of mint and anise, okay? And coming, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, justice, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought you to have done, and not to leave the other undone. So YAHAWASHI wasn't speaking against keeping the law, okay? But he was speaking about, all right, being full circle with this thing, man. Okay? Because you miss judgment. You see, because just like in this society, you have, you know, the elite, you know, with just crazy abundance of wealth, while the world, you know, suffers. Everybody else is scrambling, you know, trying to make it. And they just have this crazy abundance of wealth. You know, that's poor judgment, man. Okay? Prosperity could be spread out way better than what it is in this system, man. Okay? But that's the judgment of the wicked. See, them niggas was doing that, man. Jake was living in palaces, man. While you have Jake being taxed to death by the Romans, man, barely surviving, man. But these niggas was the leaders living in palaces, man. Trying to mimic these goddamn Caesars and, you know, Roman politicians, man. Okay? They wasn't showing no mercy to Jake. It was all about using the law to condemn Jake. Okay? So YAHAWASHI said, hey, what about judgment, mercy, and faith, man? Niggas weren't showing integrity. Okay, you got a lot of these jakes that's done sold out, man. It's a lot of men that's on these cameras. You niggas favorites, teachers. These niggas have sold out, man. You know, and selling out is a lack of faith. Okay, that's why Esau sold the birthright, man. He didn't have no faith in no birthright, man. That's why he sold it. Okay, niggas do what they do because there's no faith. You know, as a leader, we should be an example of faith. You see, and that's what Yahawashi was, man. That's why he started speaking to Pilate, man, because he knew he was gonna be justified by the Father, man. He ain't had to argue with these niggas, man. Argue with Pilate, you know, thou sayest, man. You see, that was an example of faith, man. What we just read in Maccabees, that was an example of faith, okay, that we can build on today. You know, look at all our forefathers. You go into the book of Daniel, all them accounts of faith, man. Daniel was keeping the law. He rejected the king's meat. Okay, he had integrity. Daniel was an example of good leadership, man. The three Hebrew boys, Mishael, Hananiah, Azariah, that was an example of good leadership. Joseph, he went to prison based on his integrity, man. He met up with his brothers. Guess what he showed when he seen his brothers, man? Mercy. He could have had their heads, man. You know, he could have had a vendetta, felt wrong, okay, with the authority and the power that he had, but he had discipline with that power that he had, man, because he knew where it came from, okay? And he showed mercy to his brethren, man. All right? And Jake is missing a bigger picture. Jake is not growing in these areas, man. Okay? Yeah, these niggas are constantly learning precepts and going into histories, and these niggas got, you know, a new big word of the day. Okay? But when it comes to the inward man, Jake not growing, and that's where Yahawashi came to grow the inward man. Okay, because we're gonna be in the kingdom and keep the law perfectly, man. Hey, we got an eternity to perfectly keep the law, man. Okay, but there's things within us that Yahawashi is working on, man. You know, there's an outlook that he wants us to have when it comes to judging, man. Okay, and Jake not growing in that, man, because all these Jakes that push uh, leadership, I mean, that push the law, poor leadership, man. IUIC, Nate laughing about adultery. He's reading, you know, why even do a live stream reading a text message about this adultery, man? Poor leadership. You still gonna teach your congregation Christ? Look at the breakdowns that Nate is teaching, man. Bugged out. Okay, but then they boast in the law. But you look at the leadership, terrible, terrible, man. Sakari, he joined his whole congregation to the Crips, to the Hoover Crips. You know, Passover with guns everywhere, like what camps. You know, you all in front of Ross with one man got 17 guns on him, man. Terrible leadership, terrible leadership. You know, from these camps that beat you over the head with the law. The leadership is absolutely catastrophic, man. And see, we in a time where good leadership is not appreciated, okay, and bad leadership isn't exposed. But when you see the consequences of bad leadership, okay, and then we're going to see the benefits of good leadership, man, in the times to come. Okay, and this is why Yahawashi, you know, was so hard on these guys, man. Okay, these false leaders, man. It says you blind guides will strain at a gnat and swallow a camel, man, because they'll watch, you know, the apostles and elders and try to nitpick little things. Okay, but then, all right, nobody's saying nothing about ISUPK telling Jake to go get the juice, man. So you swallow a whole camel, but you strain in a gnat, man. Okay? Nobody's saying nothing about Nate in 2024 still teaching in Christ, man. Okay? And this is what Yahawashi was addressing with these niggas, man. Verse 25. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you may clean the outside of the cup and of the platter. Yeah, the uniform, the hats that match the garment, t-shirts. Okay, 6-1, 613 hoodies. You know, the purple and gold with the cape. You see, those things look appeasing. Like they must have it. Okay, but that's the outside of the vessel, man. You know, and that's why that law, it can be deceiving because you can keep certain things, but that doesn't show your inward, your inward man. Okay, it doesn't reveal your inward man. Yeah. But leadership reveals your inward man. How you lead, how you handle, fame and money. How you handle these things that show your leadership. Okay, which we see there's a lack thereof, man. Okay, it says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess, man." And you read this in the NLT, it says, "What sorrow awaits you, teachers of the religious law, and you Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are so careful to clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside you are filthy, full of greed and self-indulgence, man." Okay, and it ain't hard to tell, man. Look at these guys, how they move, man. Okay, they sell you everything that's not nailed down. Jake was selling prayers. No uproar in Israel about that, man. Jake was selling Hebrew names. You see, Jake, grifting you, crying, talking about the car was broken in, they need some money for new equipment. You know, it's just full of excess and self-indulgence, man. And see, that's what YAHAWASHI was addressing, man. And then they try to run behind, we're keeping the law, though. No, you're not. No, you're not, man. Okay? That's the most outlandish statement an Israelite can make is, "I'm keeping the law perfect." Okay? That glory was for Yahweh to do, and it was for to give us a grace period to grow in righteousness, man. To grow in a particular mindset, man. To grow in a particular outlook as a leader, man. Okay? That's why when you go here, let's get this. Colossians, no, 2 Corinthians 3, you know. 2 Corinthians 3, and I started at 7. All right, I'm reading NLT. And he's going into, how, that old covenant, that old way, is done away, and we're going into a new way. The law is not done away, okay, but being justified by the law, that procedure is gone, okay. We continue in the law to the best of our ability, man. But justification through that, that's not the way, man. It's gonna be through a showcase of faith. We gonna have a moment like First Maccabees, man. All right. Well, we gonna have to stand on this, man, to the death. We're gonna have a moment like Daniel. We're gonna have a moment like Joseph, man. Where we're gonna have to choose integrity. Okay. Hey, we're gonna have to choose to be uncomfortable or even die based on our faith, man. That's what's gonna take us over the top, man. That's what's gonna finish us out, man. Okay? Because what does Hebrews 11 say? Without faith, it is impossible. Okay? Without faith, it is impossible to please Yahweh by Shema Shai, man. Okay? 2 Corinthians 3 and 7 says the old way, which with the laws etched in stone, led to death. Though it began with such glory that the people of Israel could not bear to look on Moses' face when he came down from the mount, okay? Because he had that wisdom. The Lord was not only the law, but the Lord breaking the lot down to Moses, man. Okay? And he came down with that glory. All right. And it says, for his face shone with the glory of the Most High, even though the brightness was already fading away. Shouldn't we expect for greater glory under the new way now that the Holy Spirit is giving life? In the old way, which brings condemnation, was glorious. How much glorious is the new way, which makes us right with the Most High? Okay? And how do we become right with the Most High? When you get Romans chapter 4, verse 13, okay, it says clearly the Most, this Romans 4 and 13, is clearly the Most High's promise to give the whole earth to Abraham and his descendants was based not on his obedience to God's law, but on a right relationship with the Most High that comes by faith. Okay, faith sealed the deal for their promise, man. Okay, and it's gonna be faith that's gonna get us to the promise of world dominion, man. Of being joint heirs, but a joint heir, what is that? That's a ruler. A ruler has, hey, a ruler has to have a certain mindset. YAHAWASHI, okay, he was instilling the mindset. He like, look, I completed, I was a sacrifice, man. Well, y'all wouldn't be, constrained to, okay, the requirements of the first covenant. I took that torment for that. Okay? Now I just want you to grow in righteousness, man. Keep the law to the best of your ability, but grow in righteousness, man. Understand what it is to be a leader. Okay? Understand what it is to be a ruler, man. Understand sacrifice. Understand patience. Understand discipline. Understand mercy. Okay? Apply faith. Be willing to die if necessary for this thing, man. I'm gonna die for everybody, man, so y'all can know the standard. Yahawashi left a standard behind, man. Okay? He said the author and finisher of our faith. You see? He left an example of faith. Abraham was an example of faith. Okay? By what he was willing to do. Which was rooted in what? Obedience. He was willing to do it based off obedience, but then he had faith. He was going to kill his heir. Which the Lord promised that he would have an heir, and he would be, remember, Abraham is up in age. Okay? And the Lord promised him that his descendants shall be the sand of the sea. So if he's up in age and he's not seeing himself being multiplied, it's like, then the Lord telling him to subtract, all right, from his descendants. So it's like, all right, you said I'm going to be the sand of the sea, man. So I trust your plan. I trust your process, man. And that's the thing. Yahawashi wants us to trust the process. He trusted the process of his father. He went all the way through with the cross, man. We gonna have to go all the way through, man. Okay? And it says, I'll just go into Hebrews, man. End it there. All right? But their right relationship is gonna come through faith, man. All right? This is Hebrews 11 and 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, man. When we come into the times of famine and distress, we're going to have to believe that he is, man. Okay? We're going to have to believe that he is, man. That he's the orchestrator of everything that's happening, man. Through his son, Yahawashi. You see? We're going to be tested, man. The only thing that we're going to have to lean on in times to come is that faith that he is, man. Okay? And to go further, all right, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, man. The Lord is a reward. There's a reward for this, man. There's a reward for integrity, man. There's a reward for standing stiffly, man. As Ezra seen the vision of those men getting crowned, he said, these are they that stood stiffly, man. We have to believe in that, because we're going to have to take a firm stance against wickedness, man, as our forefathers did, man. These are the things that should be exalted, man. These accounts of faith, man. Of course, we teach obedience. We teach wisdom, man. We constantly go into self-development and character building videos, man. You know, for us to, make adjustments in our day to day. Okay? But hey, we in crunch time, man, and we gonna have to, all right, really showcase faith, man. Which is a very pleasing thing to Yahweh by Shai. And Jake missed the bigger picture, man. Yahweh Shai, he that's what he was bringing to light, you know. So Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. Till next time I say Shalom, Yashala, Bible Ball soon, Shalom.